We'll be working on quadratic form or quadratic function or quadratic equation. Let's take the quadratic form. The quadratic form y equals f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, also written as a of x minus h squared plus k, represents a parabola whose vertex is at hk, where h is determined as minus b over 2a and k equals c minus b squared over 4a. Also, you can replace the value of h in the main function and get your k value, which is the y coordinate of the vertex. If the leading coefficient a is greater than 0, the vertex is minimum, and the graph will look like this type of parabola. Opens upward, the vertex is minimum, and this graph is also known as concave up. If the leading coefficient is negative or less than 0, the vertex is considered to be maximum, and the graph should look like this. How to find intercepts from the quadratic formula? It is known that x equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. We'll take an example. First, we try to complete a square and find the vertex. Also identify vertex as max or min. Consider this function f of x equals negative 3x squared plus 12x minus 1. So first we try to factor out negative 3 from this. So you can have x squared minus 4x. Easily you can understand this. Also, if you distribute negative 3 into these two terms, you get first two terms negative 3x squared plus 12x. And I have negative 1 already there. So now, how to complete a square? The format is here. You need to take care of these two terms, x squared minus 4x. And the form is like you just take x minus half of this coefficient 4, which is 2, and then immediately square and subtract, no matter whether it is negative 2 or positive 2. Always use square and subtract. Remember, I have a leading coefficient negative 3, so I want to just leave it this way. Keep your negative 1 outside. What is the next step? Now you can see inside the big parenthesis, you have x minus 2 is one factor and 4 is another factor. Subtract it. So we want to distribute to negative 3 like this. So you get to negative 3 times negative 4 will give you 12. Now further simplify, you get negative 3 of x minus 2 squared plus 11. So if you compare with the standard form, we have seen that your h is 2 and k equals 11. Since I have leading coefficient a is negative 3, which is less than 0, the vertex is max. We can use another method, just comparing with the standard form. So first you collect what is your a in the main equation. You can see here your a is negative 3, b is 12, and c equals negative 1. So we collect all these values here. Our next step is to use the form f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k. You find your h, negative b over 2a. Use the values you have found already. So your b is 12, a is negative 3, so when you simplify you get h equals 2. And your k value is c minus b squared over 4a. So in this case I am just using a, b, c values. So my c is negative 1, b is 12, I square it, 4 times a is negative 3. After simplification you get 11. So you can put all these values now here. A is negative 3, keep your x, minus h is 2, square it, and then k is 11. So this is the complete square using standard form and collecting a, b, c values. We want to see all these results in calculator. So we take the function again. F of x is negative 3x squared plus 12x minus 1. Graph the function. In your graphing calculator, go to graphing mode, type your function negative 3x squared plus 12x minus 1 in y1. You need to play with the window to see the nice graph. You can understand the y-intercept of this graph will be -1. So that's why we just take y minimum -5 to +5, +15. Just to see better graph is like this. You can just play with the window and have nice graph. Now the next step will be to find intercepts and the vertex. So if you want to find vertex, you go to second trace and then choose your maximum, option 4. Then it will ask you for the left bound. You should keep your pointer here, hit enter. Then it will ask for the right bound, move it to the right side, hit enter, and then one more time or two more times just to see that you get your maximum values here. So now if you look at carefully, your x is actually 2 when you round it to 2 decimal places, and y is giving us 11. So now we are looking for x-intercepts. Same process. You just go to second trace. Now in this case, you just hit 2 for the 0. And your left bound will be in this place and right bound will be here. And then you will see x equals this value, y should be 0 on x-axis. Now I have another x-intercepts in here. We will collect the same way. So in this case, just careful with the answers you have. This one is calculator approximating, but it is exactly 0. The scientific meaning, the scientific notation of this one is -2 and then 10 to the -12. So basically you are getting -0.11 zeros and then 2, which is exactly 0 in our case. We have seen in our previous slide. And then you have x value is 3.9148542. So you write it here. Also you can check this value in the quadratic formula. So replace all these values you have. B is -12, sorry, B is 12 and I have negative already there, plus or minus, so 12 is squared minus 4ac over 2a. When you simplify, you get two answers. Using plus sign here, you can use a plus sign one time and then negative sign another time. So you get two answers like this. These are intercepts. That exactly matches with the values you have in here. Now we'll see how to find equation of a parabola when vertex is known and a given point is there. We want to use this form. F of x equals a of x minus h squared plus k. Why it is? Because in this form I know h and k is my vertex. So easily I can identify this. My k is 3 and h is 2, which is the vertex of the parabola. Now what is my 7, 1? In the parabola I have another unknown, another two unknowns like x and y, which is f of x. So you have one point in here. So you can just say your x will be 7 and f of x will be 1. Just plug all this here. Keep your a. Now simplify and take a piece of paper and make sure that you can isolate a as -2/25. So equation of the parabola will be now f of x equals a of x minus h squared plus k. So plug all the values for a, h and k. And now we want to write with real coefficients, to distribute in the form like ax squared plus bx plus c. So what do we do in this case? We have the factor here, you can see x minus 2 squared. We want to distribute that. So you get x squared minus 4x plus 4 and distribute your -2/25. Simplify further, you get this answer. Check in the graphing calculator. Your graph should look like this. And find the max. You'll see that your maximum will be at x equals 2 and y value is 3, which is our vertex of the parabola given here. Thank you for watching this video.